Hey, welcome to GT Tactical's Gun Talk. I'd like to talk to you about something that I find very important. But first, I'm going to bring you up to speed on this here. About 50 years ago, if you used the word gay, it meant to have a great time, a fun time. Go out with your friends, have a party, have a gay old time. About 25 years ago, gay changed to reference homosexuals, such as Freddie Mercury was gay. Today, the word gay is more of a derogatory term. Things like, geez, that is just totally gay. In 50 years' time, the word gay has gone from having a great time to being an insult. That's just 50 years. Now you're probably asking yourself, why am I telling you this? What does this have to do with gun rights, Second Amendment, things like that? Well, it's simple. Something that I see, read, and hear a lot is, why can't you just understand what well-regulated means? That's all we want. We want you to be well-regulated. All right? Let's talk about this. Second Amendment, got it on paper so I get everything right. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Sounds pretty straightforward. Until you start defining the words. Well-regulated seems to be the go-to term. We just want you well-regulated. If you define well-regulated by today's definition, it means to control or direct by rule, principle, or method. If we use that definition, then yeah, we're talking about the control of our firearms by law, etc. Problem is, that's not what well-regulated meant at the time that the Second Amendment was written. And that's the difference. You don't need to overcomplicate this by going out and reading everybody's papers to try to get inside the minds of the people who wrote the Constitution. These were very intelligent people. And if you think that you can understand what was going on in their minds just from reading some things, you're placing yourself on a really high pedestal. I do not in any way believe that I can understand them. And I am not going to say that my definition, my understanding of the words of the Second Amendment are correct. I'm asking you to listen to what I say, go out and look it up yourself. The only thing that you need to do is pick up a dictionary that was from the time that the Second Amendment was written. I used the Oxford English Dictionary at the time the publishing of the Second Amendment. And it puts the definitions of the practice of all well-regulated courts of justice in the world. 1714. In 1812, the equation of time is the adjustment of the difference of time as shown by a well-regulated clock and a true sundial. That's just a few examples. The phrase well-regulated was in common use long before 1789, get the dates right, and remained so for a century thereafter. It referred to the property of something being in proper working order. Something that was well regulated was calibrated correctly, functioning as expected. Establishing government oversight of the people's arms was not only not the intent in using the phrase in the Second Amendment, it was precisely to render the government powerless to do so that our founders wrote it. So, which way should we read this Second Amendment? Should we read it and define it by today's terms, or do we define it by the intent when it was written? I ask you to go out and look. Research it yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just some guy talking into a camera. Draw your own conclusions. Go into it with an open mind and actually read. Use a dictionary. It's the only thing that you need. Thank you for watching. Follow our YouTube channel.